Well, you did a lot of work during Holy Week, didn't you? You did a lot of inner work on Palm Sunday and Good Friday and Easter. And when Jane Elizabeth Hart shared with me a few weeks ago that she wanted to come speak to you, she looked at the calendar and said, let's get them right after Holy Week. Let's get the energy and gather it up and use it for a good purpose. So she's been my teacher for 25 years or so, and she's helped to move the mountains of consciousness in my life, and I trust that she will move you as well. Open yourself a little bit wider and welcome Jane Elizabeth Hart.
Thank you, Greg. You know, when I first met Greg 25 years ago, he was minister at this church. He told me all about you guys. And some of you hadn't even appeared yet. So thank you for being here and blessing this church with your love and your energy, your power and your strength and who you are. When I was 5 years old, I said to my mom and my dad, God's going to talk to me. And you know what they did? They said, honey, God doesn't talk to people. And I said, He's going to talk to me. And my father said, don't be so defiant, Jane. And I said, but He is, Daddy. I know it. And I knew it. I knew that there was something in me that knew that there was a part of me that wanted to know the truth of my being. I know that each one of you that is here today had a moment in time and space that you said, I want to know who I am. I want to know the truth. The truth. The truth. Moving into Christ consciousness. That seemed like the most amazing dream a child could have. Moving into this consciousness. And I thought to myself, how is that to be done? It seems like it's an impossible feat. And I told my mother over and over again, God's going to speak to me. Something's going to happen, and I want to be present when that moment comes. And my mother gave me a book. And in that book it said, what is your greatest desire? You have 7 wishes, and God will fulfill every one of those desires. And I wrote, I want God to speak to me. I want to be one with God. I was 33. That 5-year-old became 33 years old. That desire was there. And the next day, my mom asked me, what did you write down in your little book, Jane? And I said, I only had one desire, Mom. And that's, I want God to speak to me, and I want to know God, and I want to be one with God. And my mother said, oh, honey, that's really interesting. I wrote down, I want to have a Cadillac. And I said, oh, okay. Not only that, honey, I want to have a cottage on the lake when I retire. Oh, okay. She said, what was your second desire on your list? I said, the same thing. I wrote it 7 times. I found out something very important. God fulfills desires because my mother did have a house on the lake and she did drive a Cadillac. So, but God did speak to me. God spoke to me. And guess what were the first words I heard from my father? My father said to me in meditation, your mother is dying. What a message. Oh my God, God, this is the first time I've heard this energy, this voice that was different from my own head. My mother is dying? Oh my God, I didn't think that was what you're going to tell me. I was hoping for, oh, wonderful, you are a wonderful soul and you are so grand and glorious. I didn't think my mother is dying. I didn't want to hear that. And the next day I said, when I meditated, wow, I didn't expect that, but I'm going to meditate. I'm going to be still. The next thing that came to me is prepare yourself. Prepare yourself so that you are ready when she passes on. There was a lot of words for that intuitive part of me to say to myself. So I began my journey. And she did die 4 months later. But I had worked through that process. And when she passed on, I was prepared. You know, it says in Unity, God will make your crooked road straight. I understood that was a very crooked road that I was going to be going down, and now it's being made straight because I was ready and prepared to do that which was mine to do. So I'm really going to listen now. What else do you have to prepare me for? It was to be one with me. Was my next message. To be one with me. Wow, that was pretty amazing. But how is that done? What does one have to do to make that possible? It was continue meditating. Still your mind is going 90 miles an hour and is, while it's meditating, preparing the dinner or figuring out what you're going to do for the ladies' club or whatever I was into. And I said, shut up, mind. Shut up. How can I hear God? How can I hear this inner voice if I'm talking to myself all the time? Yak, 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 yak. I got so tired of hearing myself yak. And I mean yak. Oh my God. I thought the same things over and over again. Have you ever listened to your mind? It has the same thing. It tells itself thousands of times over and over and over and over and over again. And it doesn't stop until you stop it. And it's possible to stop it because I did. I finally said, get out of my way. I want to hear the infinite. And my journey began. Where will I find? Where will I find that part of me? Where will I find the Christ consciousness? Where will I find that? Isn't that your question? I want to find the Christ consciousness. I want to live that. Moving into Christ consciousness is my talk today. What is that? See, I wondered, what is that? What is that golden thing way out there? Oh, it's got to be out there. Oh. And it was like, no, it's not. It's in you. Where am I going to find it? In me. Where are you going to find it? In you. God is an experience. And you have to experience God to know it. You have to experience it. You have to desire to experience God. Do you hear me? You have to desire it. And then God won't stop talking to you. God won't. And you will have to go through whatever you have to go through. I even went through a daughter who was murdered. And I was prepared for that. as well as one can be prepared. But I found out that I had to forgive the man that murdered her. Oh my God, was that ever hard? But when I did that, I realized if I could forgive the man who murdered her, I could forgive anything. I could forgive anything. That empowered me. It empowers you to forgive. Oh my goodness. It empowers you to forgive. There is nothing in your life you can't forgive. Forgive. Because forgiveness erases karma. I found out that I was under a law called karma. Everything that was happening to me was under karma. Every one of us is doing karma. Whether we like it or not, we're doing karma. What's karma? As you sow, so shall you reap. And you've been here for eons of time. That's what I was shown. Some of my past lives. Jane, this is not all that you are. You've got a trail. You've got this trail of other lifetimes that are influencing you today. How can that be true? And then suddenly, the most magnificent thing ever happened to me. And that is that I suddenly realized the man that I forgave that murdered my daughter was actually a lifetime that I had 2,000 years earlier, where I went and I was a crusader, a Christian crusader, and I killed children and whoever got in my way in the eyes of God. And I was actually forgiving myself. You see, I didn't know that. I was forgiving myself by forgiving him. What a revelation. What a wonderful, magnificent thing to know that there's a plan that can help you move in your consciousness, realize who you truly are. I wasn't this Jane in a body. I was much more than a body. You are much more than a body. Your consciousness is sitting here in this body. You are a consciousness sitting in this body. You are giving this body life. You leave this body and you leave it dead on the ground. It's the automobile that drives around. You are driving around this body. This is only a body. That's what I found out, and I began to understand. I'm not this body. I'm just giving it life. You're just giving this life. Here you are. You're all in beautiful, beautiful bodies, vehicles. And you know how you change your vehicles many times throughout your lifetime? I've had many vehicles. I've also had many lives in many vehicles. You got saying to you? Why am I telling you all this? Why is this important to you? Because your soul's evolving. I was a soul evolving. Christ was a soul evolving, became the Christ. The Father and I are one. The Father and I are one. The Father and I are one. You are too. You are one with the Father. There's these veils get ripped off, and you get to understand who you really are. You're not subject. You are not subject to this body. I found that out. And if that's true for me, it's true for you. It's true. You are not subject to this body. You're more than this body. Do you hear me? You're more than this body. Hear that from me. You are infinite. You are infinite. That's who you are. You are infinite. You are infinite. You are infinite. You are infinite. You are all infinite. You're infinite being. If I'm an infinite being and I know it, you are an infinite being. You know, we get hidden in our everyday world. We get so busy with all these things. I stopped being busy with things. And I started to find out, who am I? What What am I doing here? Why am I? If I'm a child of God, I need to know I'm a child of God. And you are a child of God. You've been here for eons of time. Eons of time. And you're sitting here with me. How many times have we been together? Oh, this is not your first time that you have ever met me. Oh, I've ever met you. We've been together before. We've had plenty of time to get to know each other. And now I'm standing before you and saying, hi there, guys. Hi. I'm so happy to meet you all. I'm so happy that we're here together because we're one. We've been one for so long. And now we're in body. We're in this vehicle, this body that we're walking around in. But this is not who we are. We are infinite beings. Infinite beings. How is it possible? I'll tell you how it's possible. Inside you is the Center for Enlightenment. I do have a foundation called the Center for Enlightenment, and I named it that because it's not about out there, it's about here. That center is not someplace you're going to go to out there. That's someplace that you're going to go to right in here. It belongs to you. When I found my Center for Enlightenment, it started to enlighten me. It started to support me and help me and move my consciousness. Your consciousnesses, you're moving, you're evolving. You're not stuck in this body. You are much bigger than this body. You are infinite. This room is infinite. We are all infinite together. You are all lights in the infinite world of the cosmos. The solar system. We're part of a solar system, guys. We're part of something greater. Oh my goodness, as I was moving in my consciousness, I started to understand that I was much more expanded than just this planet. We are infinite. What does that mean? Infinite God. That's a state of consciousness. That's not something that doesn't belong to you. That's a state of awareness. It's awareness. And you have to be open to receive that awareness. You see, you have to be open to receive it. You have to say you want it. You have to say you have to beg for it because it opens that channel. I begged on my hands and knees many times. God, are you ever going to talk to me? And then the glorious moment came. And then he hasn't stopped talking to me. And then we became one. God did that. Jesus did too. It's not separate from you. It's not separate from you. Oh, God is in you. God is in you. I see God in you. I see it. I feel it. I told Greg, I want to come and be with your church because these souls that you're working with, Greg, are very, very aware souls. And he said, yep, they sure are. And I said, I want to come. I just want, 8 years I haven't done a talk. I've done a lot of things on the internet and talks and things like that, but not in person in a body here. And I said, I have to come. I have to come to be with you people. Not to really talk to you, just to be with you. I'm going to do a meditation tomorrow night. I hope you're there with me because we're going to work on this subject of getting you deeper into your meditation, getting you deeper so that you don't have so many distractions. Oh, we get so distracted. You are infinite beings. Where is it? It's right here. Put your hand right here and close your eyes. Just put your hand in that center of your being. and know that that center of beingness has been with you for eons of time. All the evolutionary process that you have been as an individual soul has always been here, always been part of you. You've never lost it, it's never disappeared. It never disappeared. It always was. I carry it around, you carry it around. Even when you change your body, you are who you are. Then you bring this into another body. Bring it into another body and another body. And become more aware, more conscious, more conscious, more conscious. Jesus said, the Father and I are one. It's the truth. You are one with the Father. The Father is one with you. We are one with each other. There is no separation. We may be in bodies, but they're just our vehicles. We are really one at a different level. We are one at a very much different level. Feel that part of yourself. Oh, let it expand. Let it expand into your infinite void. Feel that energy pouring in. Feel it. Feel it. Oh, we're one with this room. We're one with each other. We are not separate individual souls. We are one with each other. Individually infinite. But when we move into the infinite part of our being, we are really all one. No separation. Because now as I close my talk, I want to just lead us into meditation deeper. Deeper and deeper. Deeper into that presence. That power that belongs to each and every one of us. We are not separate. We are not separate. Tell yourself every day, I am not separate. I am one. I am one with everyone. I am love. I am wisdom. I am power. I am strength. Until it sings to your body, temple, like a great roar. It roars out to the universe. I'm part of this magnificent universe. I'm part of all the great masters that have left this planet, that are supporting us right now, that are loving us in this very moment that we're here, one with each other. They are here with us in spirit because they're one with us. You don't have to understand it right now. But know that there's something that you're going to move into. You are a being conscious, a being conscious. I am a being conscious. Say that quietly to yourself. I am a being conscious. Thank you, infinite presence, for waking me up. Wake me up. Wake me up to the glory of who I really am. Wake me up to the glory of who I really am. And now as you come back to the presence of this beautiful sanctuary, and we're here with each other. We're here one with each other. And as I look around at each one, carefully I look at you. Because when I go home to Tarpon Springs and I'm sitting in my meditation room, you will be sitting with me. Yes, It will be. That's the truth. Because there's no separation from us. I take you in my heart. I take you in my beingness. There's no separation. I'll see you. I'll see you. Every morning when I meditate, I will see you. I will feel you. I will remember this moment in time and space when we were in love with each other. In love with each other. And thank you for allowing me to be in your presence.